Thanks for joining me in another series of hunting down Alduin. And Requiem is a mod that adds a lot of role-playing potential as well as added difficulty to the base game of Skyrim, and I'm intending to break both of those with this playthrough, as the goal is to become as overpowered as possible, as quickly as possible, using any mechanic necessary in order to kill Alduin as fast as I realistically can, using anything short of console cheats. So, interruption by a dragon here, but I was going to say I trained up my destruction to 50, and now I think we're about to start cooking with gas, because level 50 destruction is just miles ahead of pretty much anything else you can be doing at level 15. And I'm going to stick the Necromancer's Amulet on a hotkey so that I can equip and unequip it instantly. And let's see how quickly we can take down this dragon. And by having the Necromancer's Amulet on a hotkey, I can equip and unequip it instantly, which it's like a sudden jolt of an extra 150 magic. Definitely not something that the Requiem developers intended, but it is within the game mechanics, and that's exactly the sort of thing that is in the spirit of this playthrough. Getting killed by a dragon is less in the spirit of this playthrough. Yeah, Necromancer's Amulet, basically the best mana potion ever, sadly enough. Yeah, it's gonna grab some scales that I'm gonna go sell. Now on to our original plan, which was to gather the family heirloom, which is being held by the giant over at this camp. I think I'll just stick my lightning shackles on one. And I think if I can get up on these rocks, the giant will have a hard time getting at me. I just really don't want to wake the mammoth. And the iron battle staff is what we came here for in the first place. And while a giant is not too bad to fight, a mammoth worries me a little bit more, but heck, let's just give it a try. Nah, that's not going to be worth it. So the dragon I killed was located up at Steamcrag Camp. Since I already did the work of killing it, I think I'll just run up there and grab the word wall. I don't remember offhand which one it is or whether it's going to be useful, but it seems like such a freebie that I really should just do it. Necklace of Dwindling Shock, very nice find. And with that, I'm going to go turn in my quest.
All these younglings scampering around.
After doing the werewolf transition, I'm here at the Gallows Rock, and I think I'm just gonna, this quest isn't really necessary, but I'm gonna do it anyway, just for a little bit more experience, and so that Ayala doesn't follow me around everywhere, because she's not really all that helpful for this next stage that I intend to do.
The white that's your best.
Not very impressed with my one-handed skill at this point. Not terribly impressed with how Ayala's doing either. And in this area, I'm really only concerned with looting whatever gold I can come up with.
Watch it there.
And the swinging door, great timing. The poison effect is just dizzying. Okay, now that the poison is worn off, we can proceed.
Is someone there?
And that's the end of our interlude with the Silver Hand.
He was one of the strong. Get out of here. You and I have work to do. The silver hand will tremble.
And the end of our little detour with the companions. I've arrived in Solitude to meet up with Malborn. Before I do that, I'm going to take a quick detour and go join the Bard's College for reasons that will be obvious a little bit later.
I need you to retrieve the poem. I wish you luck.
Welcome. Let me know if you want anything. Think I got a clean mug around here.
Now, for Malborn, I intend to give him a pretty limited
Really?
selection of gear.
Here's the deal. Don't plan on... Give me what you can't live without. And I'm... Okay, I'll get this inside the embassy for you.
because I'm hoping
Gotta
to
go.
loot the
I'll find you
entire
at the park.
place
Don't worry.
very, very thoroughly.
Thank you, sir. Go right in.
We've infiltrated the Thalmor Embassy, and there's not going to be any sort of finesse about this. We're just going to blast our way through.
Did you see those runs?
And I intend to loot as much as I possibly can here to sell later and fund my more advanced training. Picking up the Elven Smithing book just because it sells pretty well. Into the courtyard. The Thalmor have a weakness to magic, so they die pretty quickly. Although, of course, they are still pretty dangerous enemies. And there's a lot of them. But I think we've cleared out enough space to work with. I don't know if all these other enemies I've aggroed are going to jump me when I come through this door, but there's only one way to find out.
That money, I earned it.
I think that's a yes for will come through the door after me.
I earned it. Is someone there?
Not the invitation, the spell book. I think I'm going to be using this rune quite a bit. Let's adjust our hotkeys slightly. Now for the looting, and then we'll move on. Down here in the basement, I'm pretty sure the same strategy will still work.
Never used to come here.
Listen up, spy. You're trapped in here, and we have your accomplice. Surrender immediately, or you both die.
Never mind. I'm dead already.
Let's just leave a little gift for them on the stairway. good our escape through the reeking cave. Right after we evict the current resident. After selling the gear from the Thalmor, I'm making my way over to Dead Man's Respite to do the quest for the Mage's College, and the dragon that showed up is not really part of my plans. But it might seem kind of random to be doing this non-essential side quest. However, there's a couple of good reasons to do the Mage's, or the Bard's College. For one, the gold reward for it is great. For two, I need to level my restoration a little bit further. And for three, there's another location that we have to go to for progression, and might as well claim that reward for the Bard's College as well, just while we're at it. Gotta be a little more wary about the traps. Oh, this room is kind of a nasty one. Here's our quest objective. And this last room can be a little on the tricky side as well. Got a really nasty ice breath and drain shout, which is absolutely deadly. I'm just going to kill as many Draugr as I can reasonably here. It is, after all, restoration experience. Well, hopefully it is easy restoration experience. That item is pretty useless, but hopefully it will sell. That's the end of that. Let's go make a vendor trip and turn in our quest for a huge pile of gold. After selling some stuff and evading the dragon outside of Deadman's Respite, I'm going to go do Halldir's Cairn. And not only is this a location to find another item for the Bard's College questline, which will give me some skill points, not such a bad thing, but there's also a really essential item that we absolutely need to find in order to progress through Blackreach. So now it seems like as good a time as any in order to do that. Get our buffs on real quick. Just gonna take off my quest markers since they don't lead anywhere useful for me at the moment.
I will return!
I don't think I'm gonna bother looting any of the ghosts. It feels like a trap, but maybe not. Let's see if I have a... Yeah, I'm just going to cast a light spell because I can't see what's in here very well. Oh. Well, that's what's in here. I don't fully understand the lore behind Halldir and why he appears 5 or 6 times in different elemental forms, but here's the reason we're really here. Spell Tome of Greater Knock. And the effect that that has is it lets us pick Adept or Lesser locks, and if we can eventually empower it, we'll be able to open the Master Lock door in Blackreach.
Welcome our newest bard! And finally, there's the matter of the patronage that Elisif wanted me to give you.
I'll gladly share my knowledge with you.
No one will be able to make fun of Colette again for her restoration magic, as she is now a very rich woman thanks to me. Anyways, after that, I'm able to push the main quest very quickly forward. I just do a series of them just right in a row. The Karthspire is always a little bit interesting when the dragon shows up. I run straight through the camp and then draw the Forsworn in after me. But destruction magic is so ridiculously overpowered that even that doesn't pose much of a threat, as I'm able to pick them off pretty quickly. I'll just say the trick with the Necromancer's Amulet, taking it on and off, absolutely ruins any sort of challenge in the game. It probably shouldn't be possible, and I'd encourage you to never ever do that if you want to enjoy playing your mage characters. I'm doing it for the sake of the theme of this video, which is just to complete the quest as quickly as possible, but it's a bad idea and I would not recommend it. Just a quick note on the development of the character going forward. My goal for the end game is to hit 75 in destruction and 75 in restoration to make Skulldolphin a bit easier to get through with the mysticism perk in the restoration tree, and I need to have alteration at 75 in order to be able to empower the Greater Knock spell and open the door in the Tower of Mazark. So the next thing I'm going to do after I finish this is sit around for probably half an hour or so and grind up my alteration skill until I'm able to do that. Again, I'm not terribly happy that that's the necessary way of advancing the main quest line. Having a master lock door as part of progression does put some pretty restrictive barriers on how you're going to play the game, but that is Requiem, and so we're just going to run with it. Anyway, this character is proceeding along pretty quickly. I think I'll be done in another 2 videos or so. Next up is Blackreach, Ulfdan, and the first fight against Alduin, and then after that I expect I'll be able to kill him pretty shortly following. So if you're enjoying this content or you just find it kind of an interesting premise, do hit the subscribe button, and I hope to see you in the next one.
Forgotten. Sequestered.